Today we're talking about appreciating small wins no matter how insignificant they are. We have quite a bit to cover in this video, so it may be a little bit longer because I might end up just talking a little bit off topic, just because I'm going to give you guys some stories, backstories on why I say appreciate the small wins no matter what. But anyways, enough being said, we're going to go ahead and just start with it. So pretty much, I'm telling you guys this, appreciate small wins is because they compound. They pretty much lead into larger wins over time. This is something that I have noticed. Small wins are pretty much like, let's say, cleaning your room, walking your dog, something that's so small and insignificant, but you gotta pretty much appreciate it. And see, when you appreciate these small little wins that you end up winning, they start leading up to the bigger things, and eventually you want to make them into your main goals. And see, you start off small because, see, when you start off small, it can pretty much compound. So think about it like this, it's the doubling effect. You start off with 1 and then you double that, so you'll be at 2, then from 2 to 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and then it's 128, and then 256, and it just keeps on compounding is what I'm trying to get at. So you start off with something small and simple, whatever you guys are struggling with. Focus on the most insignificant thing and appreciate it. Be like, hey, you know what, I made a small win today. Actually showed up early to work. I'm just trying to give you guys small little things here and there, so you guys can understand and relate. Be like, you know what, look in your day-to-day life, be like, oh, you know what, I got a small little win here. I helped somebody out. I did something that was for myself when I would say no to that. I would ignore it. And see, when you start getting these small wins, they start compounding, guys, and they start showing up into your life and all that, and they start becoming bigger and bigger. And these harder tasks that you are probably struggling with, these small wins will help you pretty much do those harder tasks, and eventually you'll get up into the medium wins and then the larger wins. But see, the larger wins start with the bottom ones, the smaller ones. So the next topic we're going to talk about is appreciating the small wins. So this is something that I have really noticed. I'll give you guys why I came up with this video. Pretty much yesterday I was just getting ready for bed and all that, and see, I was taking off my clothing, and then I was looking at my physique in the mirror. I was like, holy smack. I was like really impressed with myself. I was like, heck yeah. I was like, let's go. Freaking pumped, because you know what, my physique is pretty much changing. And see, those small wins is what motivates me to keep on pretty much going and realizing, you know what, this is where I want to be and where I'm going to be, and it's just a matter of time. And see, those small wins help you, guide you in the direction that you want to go. So like in this example, how we're talking about the gym, pretty much I was looking at my physique. I was like, you know what, my shoulders are finally coming in. And see, you got to appreciate the small wins, because those small wins are like motivation. And you're not going to have motivation all the time is the thing, but when you do realize, you know what, you're appreciative of your wins, you're like, you know what, I'm making a difference, the change, and you notice it, that's where these smaller wins go into those medium wins, then those medium wins into those larger wins. So it's just an extra motivation boost. I'm not a fan of the word motivation, because I think motivation is BS, but motivation is one of those things that is there, but it's not something that you should rely on is the thing. But the small wins do add up. So when you get enough small wins, with me in my day-to-day life, I'm like, you know what, I get that small win when I finish my whole complete set and I do exactly what I'm supposed to in my workouts. I'm like really appreciative and happy about that. When I'm doing stuff at work, I'm like, you know what, I did pretty good. Just like my focus, my clarity on the task at hand, pretty much I'm like, you know what, proud of that. When there's times that I feel like I could have done better, I'm like, you know what, there's times that I have done better, and it's okay if not everything's not a win, because that's just the way how it goes. But see, what I'm trying to get at is, when you're appreciative of these small wins, they add up, and when they add up, they'll make you more confident and more motivated in pretty much doing more tasks, and then those wins will keep on adding up, and before you know it, you have a bunch of wins under your belt, and you're like, you know what, you feel so confident. You're like, you know what, I'm a badass, and it's freaking awesome. And that's what I'm trying to get at in this video. So yeah, I pretty much realized that when I was looking in the mirror. I was like, you know what, I got to make a video on this topic because I think this is very, very important. This can be pretty much applied to almost anything in your life. So you got to realize, you know what, how can I apply this into my day-to-day life? Is it that I made it to work on time? I made some extra money on the side, or whatever it may be. Like me with this YouTube video, I'm like, you know what, small win here for my channel. Added another video to create content for you guys, and then also it helps build up the channel, so I feel proud. Hey, I did something. No matter how insignificant it may seem, you just have to realize, is it a small win or not, or is it just something that I do on a day-to-day basis? So the way how you know if it's a small win is pretty much, are you thinking in your head, I don't want to do this, how can I get out of this? You like the questions that you want to avoid it kind of situation, but then you end up forcing yourself to go and do it. So another example would be with me, small wins is making my bed. I'm one of those people that I struggle with making my bed. I'm like a messy person and all that, but see, I get small wins like when I'm cleaning up my room. I'm like, you know what, my room looks pretty nice, and I feel that small win. I'm like, okay, well, this is going to compound onto something else, and before you know it, it does. But the thing is to not fall off track. That's the hardest part. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just wrap up the video here and just summarize it real quick for you guys. So appreciate these small wins. It may not seem that significant, but when you do realize, you know what, hey, I did something that I normally wouldn't do, you should be proud of that, because eventually they're going to start compounding, and that compounding effect is going to lead into those bigger wins. And that's what you should be aiming for, is those bigger wins, realizing, you know what, how can I get to that far end goal? And it starts with one step. It's like building a brick wall. You start with one brick, laying it down the bottom foundation, and then you build each layer till eventually you have a full wall. So that's what I'm trying to get at to you guys, is start off with one piece, be appreciative of it, and then before you know it, you'll end up having a couple layers built up, and you're going to be proud of the work that you have achieved. Anyways guys, video's going long enough, so make sure you guys drop me a thumbs up if you got the message and you guys appreciate this content. Also, go ahead and check out some of my other videos in the playlist I'm going to provide to you guys. But anyways, take care guys, and have a great day.